You notice the door before anyone else does. It opens 3 centimeters more than it should. Not wide enough to trigger alarm. Just enough to register. You don't look at it directly. You adjust your stance. Shift weight slightly to your left foot. Your right hand stays relaxed, but ready. Breathing controlled. 4 seconds in. 4 seconds out. The room is quiet. Temperature set to 21 degrees. Air filtered. No drafts. Every detail is stable. Except the door. You mark it. You do nothing. Because acting too early is also a mistake. You didn't start here. You started at the perimeter. Outer ring security. Anonymous. Replaceable. Long hours. 14-hour shifts. Standing in cold corridors at 8 degrees. Watching screens that rarely changed. You learned quickly. Stillness matters. Attention matters more. You spoke only when required. Observed constantly. Names didn't matter. Positions did. Selection was procedural. No announcement. You were reassigned. Closer access. Closer proximity. More silence. Training changes. Less physical. More controlled. You learn movement patterns. Timing. Distance. 3 meters is standard. 2 meters is controlled proximity. 1 meter is intervention range. You memorize routes. Corridors. Exits. Blind spots. You don't improvise. You execute. Year 2. You move inside. Second ring. You are no longer watching entrances. You are watching people. Faces. Hands. Eyes. Micro movements. A delay of half a second. A glance held too long. These are signals. Your schedule stabilizes. Wake, 5:30. Briefing, 6 o'clock. Deployment, 7:15. Every movement logged. Every second accounted for. You eat quickly. 600 calories. No variation. Hydration controlled. Fatigue managed, not eliminated. Promotion comes without recognition. You are assigned to close protection. Distance, within 2 meters. You now exist inside the system's core. You are visible. But only as a function. You learn the unspoken rules. Never speak unless addressed. Never anticipate publicly. Never react emotionally. You act before action becomes visible. But you never appear to act. The environment changes. Rooms are warmer. 22 degrees. Lighting softer. Noise reduced. But pressure increases. Every space is controlled. Every individual pre-cleared. Yet you assume nothing. You begin to understand the hierarchy. Outer ring reacts. Inner ring prevents. You are expected to prevent. Without error. Years pass. You are rotated through locations. Residences. Offices. Travel routes. Each environment has its own pattern. You memorize all of them. You start noticing inconsistencies. Small. A chair moved 4 centimeters. A delay in door clearance. A voice slightly off tone. You report everything. Not because it matters. Because not reporting matters. Your responsibility increases. You supervise others. 5 personnel. Then 10. You evaluate their posture. Their attention. Their hesitation. You report them. Moral lines shift gradually. At first, You question internally. Then less. Then not at all. You understand your role. Protection requires control. Control requires observation. Observation requires reporting. You stop separating duty from self. There is no off state. Even outside assignment, you scan. Entrances. Exits. People. Always calculating. Relationships fade. Not suddenly. Gradually. You cancel meetings. Reduce conversations. Then stop initiating contact. Isolation becomes efficient. You are now senior. 15 years inside. Your access is extensive. Your margin for error is zero. You begin to see the system clearly. It is not built on trust. It is built on redundancy. No individual is critical. Only the structure is. Then one day, during routine movement, something shifts. A route changes. Not in briefing. Not in schedule. A deviation of 12 seconds. You adjust instantly. No hesitation. After, you review. No explanation provided. No acknowledgement of deviation. You understand. You are being tested. Tests are constant. Unannounced. Unpredictable. Your response is the only metric. The realization comes slowly. Then all at once. You are not protecting a person. You are maintaining a system. The person is central. But not singular. You review incidents. Past adjustments. Personnel rotations. Removals. Patterns emerge. Those who hesitate once are reassigned. Those who hesitate twice disappear. You recall a colleague. Senior. Precise. Reliable. One delay. 3 seconds. He was removed within a week. No explanation. You understand now. There is no margin. Only performance. The pressure changes form. Not physical. Cognitive. Every second requires calculation. Every movement analyzed. Even your thoughts align with procedure. You no longer remember when this became normal. It simply is. Then the shift happens. Your assignment is reduced. Subtly. Fewer rotations. Less proximity. No explanation. Your access changes. Not revoked. Adjusted. You are moved to oversight. Monitoring instead of executing. Distance increases. 3 meters becomes 10. 10 becomes a screen. You observe others now. You recognize the patterns. The posture. The silence. The compliance. You see yourself in them. 15 years earlier. The system continues. Unchanged. Precise. Efficient. One morning, your clearance is updated. New role. Advisory. No field deployment. You are not removed. You are replaced. Another takes your position. Closer. Faster. New. You watch him once. He doesn't look at you. He follows the same rules. Nothing changes. Routes continue. Schedules maintained. Rooms remain at 21 degrees. Doors open and close within tolerance. The system absorbs the transition. Seamless. You step outside the inner ring. Distance increases. Sound returns. Movement feels different. For the first time in years, you are not calculating every second. And that absence feels unfamiliar. You review everything. Years of precision. Thousands of decisions. No recognition. No conclusion. Only continuation. And that's when it settles. Cold. Exact. Final. You were never essential. You were positioned. Maintained. Then replaced. Inside, the system continues. Without pause. Without memory. Without you.